Good evening, everyone. Welcome to class. As usual, we'll give 5 minutes, so please get your team members to join in. Today is Edie's class, and it promises to be an experience. So please get your members to join in, and we'll start at 5:05. Thank you. Okay, so while we wait for others, I'll give an opportunity for a few persons who want to share their experience, like we asked yesterday. So if you want to share your experience so far in the college, you want to give feedback, you can just indicate with the show of hands, and I'll allow you to unmute and speak. All right, Akaya, I've asked you to unmute. Please go ahead.
I'm really happy with opportunity to be part of this class. My political knowledge have seriously become matured. I'm really happy for being a student of this particular session. I look forward to get more knowledge today. Most especially, you say internet. Internet will never forget, and people will always remember. You see, something maybe what you want to post, you have to make sure you post what is right and what is for the good of the party. I'm really happy for having that particular knowledge. I appreciate as we wait for today's program. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Nelson Victor, I've asked you to unmute. Please go ahead. Nelson, are you there? Okay, anyone else? What part of the course has stood out most for you? What have you learned so far? What did you not know before that you know now? What do you hope to learn for the remaining duration of the course? Lucky in Young, I've asked you to unmute.
All right, thank you very much. I want to really appreciate the college for a very huge opportunity. Firstly, the college has provided us, particularly me, an opportunity to connect on a very broad scale, getting to interact with people, though I've not seen them yet, but like Edie said yesterday, our lecturer yesterday, he only met him a few days ago, but then they've interacted quite a lot. So this college has provided me with an opportunity to meet a whole lot of people. And I think it's a gathering of like minds. And I'm really hoping that there's going to be like an alumni, a college alumni, if there isn't. So we can continue to build on this relationship for a robust political in the real world. Apart from that, I've learned quite a lot. I've been in the mainstream politics, just gradually following up things, but then the college has really opened my eyes to quite a lot of things. And then, particularly, when we're doing the Constitution, the class on the Constitution, it was really um, interesting topic to look at. And then Edie keeps saying something, which I believe truly, that the mess that we are in is ours, and we shouldn't expect anybody to come and clean our mess. It's high time we wake up as young people to take our rightful place in leadership in this country and sanitize things. So I've really been motivated. I've been challenged. I have been encouraged, and I'm so grateful to the administration of this college. Thank you so much for this huge opportunity. Super grateful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lucky Imo Inyang. I think we'll just take Sikiru and then we'll proceed with the class. Sikiru, I've asked you to unmute. 1 minute, please.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, I would like to appreciate each and every one of us for being dogged and very inquisitive to learn more. No knowledge is a waste. We all came from different backgrounds. I would just like to appreciate the Electoral College for a wonderful program. Although it's a simulation, but I feel it's just like a real life. Because most of the experiences, sometimes we witness it in the real world, but I am open to a lot of things that I do not know. And I'm looking forward to learn more. I appreciate the Electoral College for putting up this. It's a wonderful experience, I must say. Then I'm looking at everyone not as an opposition, but as one big family. And I get to understand that if you don't do your part or if you don't do your homework very well, you may likely not win or get the position you're vying for. I could take my party, for instance, APC. There are some mistakes that most of us did, or there are some classes we did not attend, or there are some tasks that we're meant to do. Unfortunately, we're not able to do them or carry them out on time. And we could see the result when it came out. So far, we appreciate the Electoral College. Looking forward to learn. We appreciate.
Thank you, Sikiru Babalola. So our facilitator is ready for us. Our very own ED. You're welcome, sir. You have the floor.
Thank you very much, DD. Thank you very much, DD. So good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to take this particular course. And today's topic is national ethics and integrity. So first and foremost, I'm going to ask the question: who has ever seen this act? The act was placed on the court, and I noticed something. So we'll drop the Constitution for you. We'll drop the Electoral Act for you. And some of you DD, which party was it?
Labour Party.
The Labour Party. Okay. They created their own electoral act and dropped an 84-4 and an 84-1 that was invented by them, which the electoral act was given to you when we taught the electoral act. You see, the problem with Nigeria, and I don't understand. We all want something good, but we don't want to put in anything. Now, that's a major problem. The electoral act is on your WhatsApp, it's on your class group. There's no much information through it. This National Ethics and Integrity Act will still be on your WhatsApp. Nobody will look at it, but you want to engage in the kind of arguments and quotes that you find online because one influencer or somebody typed something, you present it to the college and start arguing. I find this a shocking translation of events. It's stunning. We put political illiteracy at about 82% in Nigeria. I think, and DD, we need to review it. I think if we take another review, it's actually higher than we think it is. All because we have swallowed or created a culture which, of course, doesn't exist or isn't even legal and started to dwell in it. I'll tell you a story. We've had the class of the Constitution, right? Have we? We have, right?
Yes, we have.
No, I know that we have. I want to ask the class, how many people here have the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria on your phones? I know you have different apps. You have TikTok, you have Snapchat, you have LinkedIn, you have Facebook, you have Instagram, of course. Great ever Instagram. But who has the Constitution's app on their phone, whether Android or Apple? Who? Nobody. I'll clearly
Some hands
tell you
are up.
today. Yeah. Oh, some hands are up. Okay. Can you unmute Ayo and then Stephanie? Let me just hear what they have to say. So Ayo, unmute, please.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Ayo. So you have the Constitution on your phone. Are you a lawyer?
No, I'm not.
No, scratch that. Even lawyers don't have it on their phone. I just asked the question. So why?
Well, ever since you gave it to us, I've downloaded the app. And actually, I make it a practice to read the materials before they're shared. And sometimes I refer to the Constitution where I'm not clear. So I've been using it ever since I joined the ECN. I'm referring to it.
Ayo, because of what you did, Lisa, please take down Ayo's name. I'll tell you why later. Let's have
All
Steven.
right. Yeah.
Thank you, ED. So I have had a copy of the Constitution ever since my school days, right, as a student of political science. So basically, just to understand some of the happenings in the political space and also as it concerns Nigeria, just to check, like, is this thing how it's supposed to be? And probably just to understand some concepts and how it applies to the law. So that's why I have the Constitution, basically.
Thank you very much, Steven. Who's the last person? Alaro, if I'm right? Alaro Lekon. Let's just have him quickly.
Yes, I have had the Constitution of Nigeria on my phone, and even I have the documents that I bought the 1999 Constitution as amended, because I was a student of political science and we had a course in our level constitutional development in Nigeria, and our lecturer challenged every one of us to go and get a copy and have a copy on the phone as well. So ever since then, it has been on my phone.
Okay. Thank you very much. What this has just proved, 3 people. That means out of a class of, why are you people not in class? 117. Lisa?
Yes, ED.
Tell admin to take a screenshot of the people in class now. Any other person that comes to class now has failed.
All right.
118. Anybody post 118. Don't only remove today's attendance. Take out one attendance from everybody.
Okay. That's
The
noted.
insolence on this class is becoming unbearable. So, in a class of 121, we have only 3 Nigerians. The rest of you, I don't know what country you come from.
Some of them dropped it in the chat box though that they have.
Oh, some. Okay. So let's just averagely take the people that mentioned they have the constitution on their phone are the Nigerians in this conversation. The rest of you are just born. You're supposed to be Nigerian. Let's just say you're green, but you don't have white. You just have green. So you're not a complete flag. I'll tell you something. We always preach. We want a better country. We want a better country. We want a better country. I always use this analogy. So 20 of us want goat meat pepper soup. 20 of us. But we're 100 in the room. Let's even use this class. We're 122 in the room. But 20 of us want goat meat pepper soup. And we don't have a problem with that. Because goat meat pepper soup pays us. Now, there are goats, not goats, but a goat can't eat a goat. A goats among us. And those goats have been complaining that it's not fair, they're being killed. And some of the goats want hibiscus flowers, some want spinach, some want water leaf, some want goats love ugu, some want ugu, some want. In the end, if you take voting, you see 18 goats want ugu, 18 goats want this, 18 goats want that, 18 goats want this. The 20 that always wanted goat pepper soup, which were the lions among you people, have always had next morning still had goat for breakfast. You want to know why? 20 people standing together and choosing one ideology and believing that one system pays them is how the elite beats the masses who want something different and want a different Nigeria. That's how they beat you. Because some of you want an Igbo president. Let me change it now to politics. Some of you want an Igbo president. Some of you want a president who is young. Some of you want, can you see? But the guys that are steadfast are working within the system, want the system to remain so that they can rise higher, they can remain within the system, and they can enjoy the largest of the system. That's how you lose elections. The simple analogy. So today's topic, national ethics and integrity. So the National Ethics and Integrity Policy was developed by the ICPC, that's the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, in collaboration with the Office of the Secretary of the Federal Government, or Secretary to the Government of the Federation, OSGF, and the National Orientation Agency, in response to the many damaging effects of corruption in both public and private sectors. So what I'm going to do is that this week, apart from the fact you have a gubernatorial primaries to conduct, your assignment to come from parts of this document to ensure you people read it. Since we drop documents and nobody reads it, nobody goes through it, you wait for ED to talk about it and then you forget it. I don't think that's good enough. So the policy was approved by the FEC on the 19th of August 2020 and launched by President Muhammadu Buhari on the 28th of September 2020 during the second National Summit of Domestic Corruption in the Public Sector to celebrate ICPC's 20th anniversary. ICPC had earlier developed a national values curriculum for teaching of values in schools to young Nigerians. National Ethics and Integrity Policy builds on the basis of that curriculum to entrench positive values in the societies. Now, has anybody ever heard of this act? You can just type in chat box. Has anybody heard of this act before today? Or before class earlier? Wow.
We have 1 yes
Anyway,
and
yeah, plenty. I opened it just now. The years haven't come out. So, wow. Anyway, there's a lot Nigerians don't know about Nigerians. Now about Nigeria, I hope we've done. So the legal framework for this policy, the policy draws its contents from the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, the Corrupt and Other Related Offences Act 2000, National Orientation Act, CAP N64 LFN 2004, United Nations Convention Against Corruption, UNCAC, and other relevant laws. The policy further contains inputs from cultural and religious values of Nigeria's people, as well as the codes of professional associations. Now, a few people that you know who love this country had the privilege of working on it. A lot of private people were called in. And it was really good building up a system, even though Nigerians don't know it exists. We probably have built it for the future. But for those we are able to get in contact with on this particular conversation, it's quite interesting. So what is the foundation? So the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended, contains prescriptions for national ethics. This is one of the components of Chapter 2. Fundamental objectives and directive principles of state policy. This forms an assurance that ethical standards are critical to national life in all domains, and thus the basis for the design of a national ethics and integrity policy. We uphold the norms of the Constitution to be the supreme value standard. Hence, the entire provisions of the Constitution are a reference point and a guarantee for prescribing ethics in national life. We also consider the intent of the Constitution to be the basis of ethical concerns. Now, thus, ethics became integral to the way the country shall be guided in order to accomplish, according to the preamble in the Constitution, the purpose of promoting good governance, the welfare of all persons in our country on the principles of freedom, equality, and justice, and for the purpose of consolidating the unity of our people. The National Ethics and Integrity Policy seeks to strengthen national cohesion, social equity, inequality of purpose in the pursuit of basic freedoms, individual and social rights, as well as the material development of all Nigerians. So now, its general scope, of course, the policy takes into account the multicultural composition of Nigeria and captures diverse core values from a multicultural and religious perspective. For example, diverse cultural context reflected through customary law, Sharia legal system, common law system, substantive laws, as well as the judgments and decisions of courts on these values were taken into account because they are representative of different cultural identities within the country. Now, this approach recognized that the cultural context and decisions of courts associated with them propagate values that are contested through those courts. Now, values that impact social behavior on responsibility and accountability of leaders, land ownership, family and domestic relations, that's intra and interstate rules, property claims and distribution, individual and community rights, entitlements, transactions and exchanges, and contracts, rights of vulnerable, especially women and children, persons with disability, abuse of power, etc. Majority of citizens appeal to these cultural and religious values in their daily interactions, aspirations, and conflicts. Thus, the principle of national ethics and integrity policy contains a synthesis of a consensus on core values that are collectively shared throughout the country. Now, the principles on which this policy or this act was created on obligates all Nigerians and everyone who resides within the borders of Nigeria or who relates to the country in one form or the other to uphold the following core values of human dignity, voice and participation, patriotism, personal responsibility, integrity, national unity, and professionalism. Now, the violation of any of these principles is actionable by relevant government agencies, both at federal and state levels. The principles of this policy are to be interpreted in line with provisions of federal laws and regulations, the Nigerian Constitution, standing rules and codes of conduct of professional bodies, and statutory law rules guiding public and private institutions. Now, the purpose of this policy is that the policy was developed to review to help restore and revitalize the public and private sectors while enhancing values and integrity and tackling corruption in the larger Nigerian society. Specifically, the policy was designed to. And, I always tell people, one of the key things in Nigeria is that we always look at ourselves as Igbo first, Hausa first, Yoruba first, T first. Depending on, where we come from and how we see things. We always tend to give that Nigeria. No. So the most marginalized tribe in Nigeria are Nigerians, and those are those who support. And I always say, till we walk out of the canoe of ethnicity, we will never walk the waters of diversity. It's something, it's a saying I made somewhere, and I've always repeated, I've always echoed it. So the purpose of this policy is to strengthen efforts at positive national transformation as citizens and those who can relate with Nigeria imbibe and embody the core values, help the country to reach national development goals as the meaning of national purpose is strengthened. Now, save the country from the ongoing erosion of the ethics and collapse of values. Encourage citizens to put Nigeria above everything else. It will help diminish the need of corruption as a survival strategy and enhance the survival of the weak while controlling the power of the strong. Open up an ongoing dialogue as to how to refine the behaviors to bring out the best in Nigerians. Now, it's very easy for people to say, government is corrupt, government is corrupt, government is corrupt. Let me ask everybody here, let's bring the class home. Do you know when let's say you're trying to pay an Uber driver or a Bolt driver, this happens a lot. And then maybe you miss something and you didn't check the guy's name and you transfer 112K, 17K, or 118K to one other person. Have you noticed that you call the guy will not pick. And when he eventually picks, those that are nice, we won't tell you, I didn't know, I thought it was transfer for me, I've spent the money. That is also corrupt too, but that one is at least speaking his call. And then there are those that will not pick their calls. And then the process of reporting to OPay is so long and so confusing that in the end, it's hard to retrieve that money. You go through so much stress for 7K. Wait, are you trying to tell me that this hasn't happened to you? It must have happened to you. One of the worst statements I've ever heard any Nigerian make is, may Nigeria not happen to you. Which Nigeria are you talking about? Nigeria you created. The average Nigerian. And if you travel, you notice this. When they're at Heathrow, they're at Dubai, they're at Charles de Gaulle, or they're at JFK, you see them walking to trash cans, dropping biscuit, wrappers of chocolate, and etc. These same people go and get into a plane. The moment they have snacks on the plane, the moment they land in Nigeria and the plane doors open, they're throwing wrappers from the plane is littered already. So what exactly goes on? May Nigeria not happen to you? Who is Nigeria? Ethics is character. Ethics is the base or foundation of character. So let's even look at who we are here. This is a class of, Lisa, how many people are in this class? Okay, same size now here.
We have one
Your average class
at the moment.
No, I mean on the WhatsApp group. No, I mean the WhatsApp group generally.
Oh, okay.
797. You said?
Something. We have 790 something at the moment.
Okay, 790 something.
Yes,
Of that
790
something,
Yeah.
132 came to class.
Hmm.
And I believe if you put the parties together, they're up to 400 and something.
Yes, thereabouts.
This is a free class, something you can't pay for. But to put a price to this, trust me, I don't want to tell you my going rate per hour because who knows, it might be increasing soon. So if I don't want to have a video where my going rate is a flat rate. But for me to speak anywhere, 30 minutes, I know how much it will cost me. And if it's not anywhere I reside at, what flights are going to cost you, what kind of hotels are going to cost. You guys want to maintain the character? No. PD sets up an assignment, and you can't even provide candidates that will attend a debate. yet you want Nigeria to be better. Now, let me give you an example. If you can't do that in the electoral college, why do you blame your politicians when they decide not to attend debates or do anything? That's what you want now. That's the Nigeria you're building, because whether you like it or not, this class is a microcosm of what Nigeria is. Then when ED scores 5 for those that attended 2 candidates, 10 for those who then give -5 to those who say, ED is wrong. When you want to mark your own script, set up your own school, build the money, use the money to build your own school. Then come and tell me what marks are wrong or right. And then have the political experience, put that also into consideration. And the time we've done this. It's easy. We're Nigerians. We criticize very easily. Yeah, we can't have a young president. You carry 240 million, give Davido that doesn't need money in 24 hours. Yeah, we don't know where to find the constitution. But Yul Edochie has problem with his wife. I don't. Let's not use Yul Edochie. Just use the latest one. Me too, I'm up to date small. Even though I'm ED, I know what's going on. Portable and I don't know what is that former, that one that was married to a Latin of that fight there. You know all those gist now. Yet you don't know the constitution of your country. And you proudly walk around. Sometimes it's best not to say it. Critically, a law in a country is only as strong as the citizens that understand it. So its principles, character, and a nation is built on what are there. Politicians can only teach you because you do not know, or you do not have a standing point, or you do not have a final line. Anything goes here. We adapt. If they change currency, there is no currency at Christmas. It's already becoming a trend. Every Christmas now, no currency. And it's fine by us. What's the difference between you and Emefiele? I'm sure some of us here have like 6 POS operators. They know that this Christmas we will make money well. That's what we are as Nigerians. That's who we are. So values, the human dignity, and this policy recognizes that human beings have inherent worth that must be respected and never violated. So everybody has dignity. Poor, rich, Afe Babalola, Dele Faratomi, all have dignity. And it must not be trampled on. I always tell people that there's freedom of speech is only guaranteed when that speech does not infringe on the constitutional rights of others. But Nigerians, nah. The mouth has no chill. Say anything you want to say, and we hide behind freedom of speech. Voice participation. Voice refers to the right to express an opinion and influence a decision, while participation is an act of taking part in an activity or event. The policy encourages people's right to voice and participation. You can't participate only in voting and then say you are part of a democracy. How? Patriotism, a word that is so uncommon to Nigerians. Patriotism means love for one's country and the willingness to defend it. Now, how many people in this class are ready to defend the integrity of Nigeria publicly? I won't tell you the kind of things I will do, but how many of you are ready? Especially when it's foreigners. Oh, this country is bad. Yeah, you want to Kemi Badenoch it. You're like, yeah, when I was in school, I was carrying my table and stool on my head. Kemi is crazy. I don't even know why we need to associate with her. I'm sorry. I don't know why we want to associate with her. Why? Anyways, the kind of quality of people we have in government, because I don't see what she wants to do. When somebody is successful in Britain, the person is known as a British Nigerian. Saka. That boxer too, what's his name? But when something goes bad, they will say British-born Nigerian, emphasizing the Nigerian. When those guys stabbed a policeman, British-born Nigerian. So they just gave back to him in Britain, but it's not British. How many of you are willing to defend Nigeria's integrity? Inspires a sense of belonging and nation, loyalty, solidarity, national pride, respect, tolerance, and dedication. Most of us, once we go abroad, it's time to throw Nigeria under the bus, to start mocking Nigeria. Nothing is good in any country. And I'll surprise you with something. Now, you think that we have a lot of issues in Nigeria? Yes. But have you ever juxtaposed the number of people kidnapped in Nigeria or killed under this Boko Haram crisis with the number of school children shot in the United States in a year? Have you ever tried to? I'm sure you haven't. When you do, the numbers will surprise you. Number of shootings in America compared to the insecurity. I'm not saying it makes it good. It's not good. But every country, you don't see America sitting down or its citizens drowning sitting on that particular table. Nigeria is bad. Nigeria is bad. Yeah, this is a country where you just say, "Ogami, I never chop with you." So I mean, take 2K. Nigeria is bad. Go and try it outside if you have 2 heads. Who will answer you? If you want to smoke outside the country, even when you're collecting cigar from someone, you have to pay for it. That's how bad it is, except in Nigeria. You roll on all that. You don't count on your pluses. But yet, you're ready to join everybody to mock. You're useless. You're this. You see, the amount of things you write. I was talking to a friend's uncle who owns quite a beer franchise in Germany. And I was like, why hasn't he considered Nigeria? And he was like, no, what Nigerians write online, he has never been to Nigeria. What Nigerians write online. And I was like, no, Nigeria is not like that. He was like, no, you're even the first person I'm hearing who's talking positively. I was like, what? And he was like, I go online, I see it. Well done. He has quite a big franchise that, of course, maybe even if it's 100 jobs he was bringing, do you know how many people would have saved? No, you guys are keypad terrorists. You must use your keypad to destroy the image of your country and teach children, Nigeria is bad, everything is bad. Do you pay taxes? You that is saying Nigeria is bad. How many of you in this place pay taxes? You don't pay your taxes yet you're arguing Nigeria is bad. You don't have a right and opinion. You haven't even read the constitution. They are not even Nigerian. So let me help you segregate properly. Personal responsibility. Now, this implies a sense of duty to help provide solutions within a group. Nigerians are expected to display personal responsibility always. Nigerians don't have solutions. Watch TV. What they call them? Political analysts. I told them if they ever put that thing on my name ever on a TV show, a radio show, I'll sue them. Activists, social analysts. They will talk from morning till night. Problem. No resolve. Even your favorites on that popular TV station, very good at criticizing. No solution. Speak, criticize. We give him small bakery to run now. He cannot handle it. It's very easy to criticize, very easy to talk nonsense. Now, integrity. To act with integrity means to act with consistency with established standards, principles, expectations, values, regulating to a particular undertaking, as well as to one's declared principles. Integrity entails doing the right thing and doing right things consistently. Yeah, I do. Because even doing that in this cohort, it's a problem. Today, yeah, we're going to be coming to class. Hey, we're going to minus from Exco and whatever. I'm no more even giving gifts, and I'm officially saying it for attendance. If you like, don't attend the class again. Try to spoil you guys. I've tried to coax you guys. I can't beg you to save me. Whether you like it or not, Electoral College will still give me my emergency 2K for doing this. But I can't continue to try to save you guys. So, okay, let's instigate attendance. We'll be giving you I noticed the attendance keeps dropping, keeps dropping, keeps dropping. You know what? Don't attend class. Lisa, have you told them that? Lisa, have you told them that ED is always happy to graduate, even if it's one person? Do they know that about me?
Of course.
May you guys will find
Yes.
that about me. I'll happily graduate one person. Carry associate certificate. Who the hell are you? If you don't deserve it, you won't get it. Trust me on that. I'm not even spoon feeding you guys again. I've done that for half a quart, and you're getting worse. So we stopped spoon feeding you guys because you need integrity. Right now, I think I'm suffering from lack of thereof. National unity means having a sense of oneness of Nigeria as a nation, of belonging to a nation where all citizens are equal, regardless of tribe or origin. Tribe or origin. Igbo people used to see, Yoruba people, they talk, they don't get strength. Hausa people, they are killers. That. When you go to one bed, you ask who made which jollof rice. What's wrong with you guys? It's okay to disagree. What's not okay? It's not function as units. We are one country. Let's bend the country. Let's split it. These people should go. We'll be fine. You will not be fine. We coexist too much. You will not be fine. And people that are shouting, let's break, let's break, let's break. Landlocked. Do you know how much they'll pay in land fees? They've forgotten Nigeria has an indigenization decree, meaning things like Rockview Hotel pay massively in taxes. You have more than $1 trillion investments in Lagos and Abuja, and you say you want to split country. You are joking. In 1 year, you cry. Everybody will leave that your so-called annexed landlocked country. Professionalism. Now, this refers to the high standards expected from a person who is well trained in a particular job. It refers to commitment to excellence of service, adherence to established standards and regulations related to a profession. Now, in conclusion, the development of the National Ethics and Integrity Policy by ICPC and its partners and its subsequent approval for implementation represents a significant milestone in Nigeria's quest for national rebirth that will introduce accountability and transparency in governance. It should also recondition its citizens to work for national development while encouraging them to cultivate respect and love for fellow citizens. With this policy in operation, selfishness, violence, disunity, and ineffective governance should be, because would be, but should be things of the past for Nigeria. Take its pride or place in the Committee of Nations. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you
Well,
for that.
thank you, everyone.
Very insightful class, ED. I'm sure everybody's thinking about their life right now. Okay, so as usual, if you have questions, please indicate with a show of hands. I can drop it in the chat box. Okay, so Ayo, I've asked you to unmute. Please ask your question.
All right. Hello, everyone, once again. Edie, I have a question, and maybe this is a rookie question. So this policy, how do policies come to life? And my thinking was, we know the laws and how we enforce them, supported by the Constitution. But in terms of enforcing a policy, how does the policy evolve to the point where it can be enforced? Because at this point, this policy is clearly not being enforced.
I like when people ask me this question on enforcement. Ayo, is Ayo there?
Yes,
Lisa,
he is.
can you unmute Ayo? Can you unmute Ayo, please? If he muted himself, he won't be able to mute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Ayo,
unmuted
are
now.
you
Yeah,
are you Muslim or Christian?
Christian.
Okay. When people dress responsibly to church, do they write on the wall, or it's just an enforced thing? They just know in the church not to dress like that, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
pretty
not
much,
enforced.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
So let me explain. A law's enforcement cannot be alone on the government. Enforcement of laws is when, and I've always said this, is when citizens too know that the policy exists and hold themselves to a particular standard. That's when you can enforce the law. Stop looking for someone else to blame. We're all to blame for it. The work that we've done in putting this up, and a lot of people have done in putting this up, is enough for you to understand that you don't need someone else to enforce it. Once you know the law and you hold yourself by it, other people will hold themselves by it, your children will hold themselves by it, and that's how things become culture. So it becomes culture, and then it becomes enforced. You can't enforce what you refuse to know now, Ayo, or you don't know.
So you see, my thinking here, and maybe not just this policy, but I think there will be other policies like this one. And my thinking here is that if a policy is a deliberate system of principles to guide decisions and achieve rational outcomes, those guidelines need to move from paper tigers, if forgive my French, but move from paper to being operationalized. I'm clear on the role of citizens, but as well, this document, I think it also has put some responsibility on government, on legislature. I was reading the material here,
No,
and it says there's a timeline. Sorry,
you're
it's
right. You're right. You're right. The role, it puts responsibility on citizens and government. But even during your class, we jokingly calculated the number of people in government, right? How many are there? How many are we?
Yep.
Let's be honest. I'm aware. I can even tell you, no offense, the present DG of NOA it's not that he doesn't know the policy exists. He doesn't know what's inside. I'll tell you for free. I'll tell you for free. He doesn't know it exists. As in, know its entirety. That's not a problem. Then why was he made DG of NOA? But those are problems. But it can work when the citizens also help do things.
Okay. Are you done attending to that question, Edie?
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right. So we have a question in the chat box. And someone is saying, I think that instead of separating as different countries, we should just emphasize resource control and regional government. What's your take, sir? That's from Lawal Philip.
Wait, what did you say? Let me look at the question. I think that instead of separating as country, resource control. Wait, I don't understand. Anybody that brings regional government to me, you want my own personal opinion. This is not the opinion of the electoral college, so it's my personal opinion. Anybody that brings regional government to me, do you know why I have a headache when you do that? The government you have right now is closer than regional government can ever be. But here is the confusion in the matter. As close as it is, you are complaining. If they take it away, they take it further away, how will it be better? How will it be better? You see, that regional government comes from a tribal. I will not even say that the regional, you think your region is better than another's, or you think your region is better governing itself. What kind of thought is that? When even within a state, some tribes think they are better governing or they deserve governing the state. Therein lies the problem. So if you can't, with this system of government, which is closest to the people, achieve governance. Is it when you take governance further away from people, you are going to achieve governance? I don't understand it. We left regional system of government 1976. Leave it there. It's even 2 years older than me. So come on, leave it there. I don't know why Nigerians think they have to go back. We have to go back to a what they call it. We have to go back to an old anthem to ensure that we are more patriotic. We will go back. You can as well go back to black and white TVs now, since you think that's the solution. I've not seen a country that goes back in its test to move forward. How does that work? It's not rational, it's not logical, and it's destructive. Region, you want to merge states together? Okay, let me give you a small joke. You're going to put Anambra, Ebonyi, Enugu, Imo, and Co. And Anambra will say they are the ones that deserve to rule. Imo will say they are the ones that deserve to rule. Enugu will say they deserve second position. When Ebonyi wants to put them out, Anambra and Imo will remind Ebonyi that they are not really Igbo. Where do you want the Delta Igbos to go? What kind of joke is that? Please, regional government, please don't. In my opinion, don't even bring it in. It's lame. We're past that. That was governance in the 60s. It doesn't work now.
All right, thank you so much, Edie. So next we move on to Leke. Leke Mene, I've asked you to unmute and ask your question.
Good evening, Edie. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
So mine is not really a question, but I want to really say that I've learned a lot because I'm from River State and I was always anticipating to become a politician. And I used to ask myself, how and what do I do? But by the grace of God, I've seen that this college, this training has really reshaped my ideas to enable me when I'm going there to do the needful. Now, one of the examples is that I have been a political person in Bayelsa State. But you know what? Sometimes when we go out to the field and we ask people, please come and vote for us, the first thing people will ask you is money. So I think it's very important. And, ethical leadership is something that we always
sorry,
want.
I missed what you said. You said I missed what you said. You said the first thing people always ask then is skips.
Okay, I'm talking about when I did a campaign, 2019 gubernatorial election in Bayelsa State. Yeah, so we went on the field to campaign for our own candidate. And when we meet people, the first thing they will ask you is, how much will you give to me? They don't really want to hear your objective, what you want to bring, and they just want the money. So I think, living an ethical life as a citizen is still very important, not looking at the money itself. So that is what I'm talking about. So I truly appreciate the college and for the things I've been able to learn. And I know that by the time I start my political career, come 2027, by the grace of God, I have been equipped to do the needful. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lucky.
Thank you, Lucky. Now I'll take Oluwatife. Oluwatife, I've asked you to unmute.
Okay, thank you so much. Good evening, Hidi. Good evening, everyone. So a quick one, I want to ask about integrity because I discovered that based on your lecture, integrity is one of the core values of a leader. And what if you are in a situation where we want to portray integrity and some of the members we are working with, they are not ready? Because I've seen some cases where some people want to portray integrity and because they are not cooperating with everyone, they just remove them. They'll say, this person is not our person. No, you don't want to loot money with us. You don't want to embezzle money with us. So we will remove you. They will now bring their person that when they say A, the person too will say A. So how do you maintain integrity when you are with people that they don't want to maintain that integrity? They want you to embezzle money and you are saying, no, I want to maintain integrity. Please, how do we handle that? Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, I'm going to be honest and I'm going to Boluwatife, right? I'm going to be honest and I'm going to be I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I'll use my life as an example. I became a PA and then an SA to a minister, and not when they have 200 PAs and SAs, sometime in 2010. But I was young. At some time I was living, I was the only one that didn't own a house and didn't have I had a car, but not a super model car. Let's walk down the line 20 something years. I was never brought back into government because I stood against some kind of stolen funds or whatever. And I resigned. Okay, I didn't say that part. I resigned. And the reason I resigned was the Yola prisons in 210 were still co-inhabited. The minister was trying to separate it, and we needed 9 million to do it. Yet there was an instruction from above, from First Lady, that our ministry should come up with 500 million for rappers, for women, for change. I resigned. It looked like a stupid move then. I was childish. I didn't know anything. I didn't understand politics. 20 years down the line, our minister is very old. She calls my name till today in different places. And so do a lot of people that served in that government. You want to know why? I stood for something. So if you're more in love with the position that you're saying people will remove you, if they remove you, so what? What does it take from you? Being a good Nigerian you don't need to have a title. Being a good Nigerian, you can always choose. You serve there. It's better to say you've been this and you didn't do this than for you to sit down and be saying I was here or there. You get system like now. Look at what somebody's typing in the electoral college. Hear what the person said. Realistically, can the country be fixed? What we are talking here, is it ideologically? Abdulwasiu or Molola, that's your view. You see this, you cannot, and I like using religion and faith to explain things. If you don't, it's easy to be an atheist. If you do not have faith, you cannot be a citizen and you cannot be patriotic. So anytime somebody says realistically, for me, it's the most condescending statement anybody can, and it's very condescending and risks of high ignorance. Realistically, what was realistic? What was realistic? The average person, how many states have you been to? I've left 36 states and local governments, so 36 states and capitals. I'm doing local governments and I've crossed 143. How much of Nigeria do you know? For you to have an opinion about Nigeria, you should know Nigeria to a particular level. We also want to sound they're talking politically realistically. What's that supposed to mean? Are we playing ideological? I remember a statement I think I saw by someone within the cohort. They're saying electoral college brings people from outside Nigeria. None of your facilitators from outside Nigeria. The person that you even spoke about that day, because the person was in Ghana, is somebody who has worked for 10 years. He has headed collation centers in multiple areas in Nigeria. And you were questioning what she was saying because you don't understand. I've not seen pride in ignorance ever till we started the electoral college. And that's what Nigerians have. And that's why they are politically illiterate. The pride in ignorance is, let me tell you, the pride in ignorance and the ego behind that ignorance. The ego is larger than the entire coast of Africa. What is that? A lot of people have always stated clearly, and if there's one thing, people don't even know what they want. That's the honest truth. If I take a rationale of everybody in this class and I put out a this thing, and I say, okay, everybody, what do you want for Nigeria? They don't even know. Because we're talking now, you're saying realistically. Those are the laws of your country. We're saying realistically. Who is not being realistic? The person that's not realistic is you that is being corrupt. Not you. I'm not talking of you. When I use you, I just mean the person. I don't mean you exactly that spoke. The you that is being corrupt is the one who's not realistic. Because the constitution, the laws, and the policies in Nigeria are straightforward. On mortgage, government is supposed to government. How many is the government? The government is plenty with all the essays and whatever. Okay, let's dash them 2 million. 100, okay, sorry. 218 million others are sleeping. I don't understand this kind of conversations, please. So let's move to the next question. I don't understand. You talking, you say realistically. What is that even supposed to mean?
There was a comment too in the chat box that said something similar. The person was like, there's two schools of thought, realism and idealism. Most times people tend to present matter based on their view. Are you saying that we should always be idealistic in our speech at all times and eschew realism?
Who asked that question?
He asked it before you addressed it
Who
now.
asked that?
Dixon.
Who asked that question?
Dixon
Where is the
Obina.
person? Or mute the person.
Dixon, I've asked you to unmute.
Good day, Dixon. Hello?
Hello, I can hear you.
Good day, Dixon.
Good day.
Dixon, you said there are two schools of thought, realism and idealism. And most times people tend to present the matter based on their view. Whose view are you talking about? The view of the Constitution of the Federal Republic, the personal view of who? And then are you saying that we should always be idealistic? No, wait, you made your statement, I'm making mine. Are you saying that we should always be idealistic in our speech at all time and eschew realism? Well, I don't understand what you're saying.
Okay, I once thought that
Hello?
there are schools. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
You need to speak louder.
Okay, there are schools of thought, idealism and realism. And most times what
Leave the
people
schools of thought. Leave the schools of thought. Which one are we doing here? Idealism. Is that what you think? Which one are we
that
doing
is
here now?
idealism.
Tell me. This idealism.
Idealism.
This
Yes.
idealism. Dixon,
Yes.
first and foremost, let me ask you a
because
question. Wait, leave this thing, keep quiet. Wait, you've told us idealism. First and foremost, I'm going to ask you, have you been in a political party before? I'm asking now. Have you?
yes,
Dixon, have you been in a political party? Yes or no?
yes.
Which one? Which one were you?
Labour Party. I mean, I was formerly a member of.
What position were you in the party? Did you have any position even at state level?
No, I never held any position.
Okay, calm down. Secondly, have you helped Nigeria rewrite the Electoral Act, write the National Ethics and Integrity Act? Have you worked on more than 10 bills in your life? Next.
No.
Have you?
No.
Okay.
No.
Thirdly, did your recommendation help pass local government autonomy?
No, but during the town hall meeting.
Yes or no? I don't want to hear any. Yes or no?
I made my view.
Yes.
I made my view.
I'm understanding your view, but I'm asking you these relevant questions. Did you or did you not? Yes or no?
No.
Yes or no?
No.
Okay. Okay. So that would mean that if someone's recommendation has helped with local government autonomy, right? And then
Yeah.
that same someone worked on electoral act and then works, who is realistic and who is idealistic?
The person that worked on
I'm
the
asking you.
electoral.
Thank you very much, Dixon. So you can have an opinion, but for you to bring that opinion to someone like me, you better have the experience I have. Thank you very much, Dixon. And I just differentiated realism and idealism for you just now. Thank you. This is our next question.
All right, so Gwazala Jamilu, I've asked you to unmute.
Good evening, Edie. Thank you for the
Good evening,
presentation.
Jamil. How's everything? Thank you too.
Fine. I just wanted to know because I have, even before this class, I have been trying to do some findings as regards national ethics. So I have had a bit of knowledge about it in the constitution and all that. So because I work a lot in the political field, I've also been an essay in the government in Kaduna State. Sakinat knows me very well, so I've been around that space a lot. So I wanted to know, my interest is, because I've not read the entire national ethics and policy document. I've skimmed it and I've seen the 7, this thing which you have also talked about now.
Highlighted, yeah.
Yes, highlighted. What's the, why the difference? Because I know there are some things they picked from the constitution, because I know they say it's a mix of the constitution, Sharia law, some laws that have to do with, here and there, where it was picked. So I don't know, was it that the one in the constitution was not adequate enough? Because I feel the problem is not about more of us having a policy, just as you mentioned about the NOA. I feel it's more about enlightenment, imbibing these things, because these things are more about character building. Because if these things are built as character, it becomes better for us to work in them. But just as we have said, if NOA is not doing on our part what we are doing little bit, because I have a group of young people that I do some little mentoring kind of thing once a month. And we do a lot of things around that. One of the things we study has to do with Nigeria, certain things about it, apart from the spiritual things and one or other things that we put in between, life in between. So I'm just thinking, how is it so much different, and why was it so necessary? Because you said maybe you are part of this process or you know about the people who built. So why did they have to come up with some other things, to add? That difference, what I'm trying to get a hang of it. Because I want to use it. Why I'm asking Edie is because I want to use this. I want to really know.
I guessed as much. When you said you take some young people, I already guessed you want to use it. So the thing is that the constitution doesn't break it down as much. Yeah. The national this one is a policy. If you know, it's not a law, it's a policy. So this expands everything that the constitution actually says the same thing, just in shorter words. But this expands. Nigeria, we kind of understand ourselves a little bit. Once in Nigeria, I'll give you an example. The constitution says the National Assembly can summon any Nigerian. People will argue that the National Assembly cannot summon the president. But any Nigerian, isn't that supposed to mean the president? So, sometimes the constitution seems ambiguous in a way. So national policy expands on that particular, and then it goes into delve into and expand some other part. So I think you even be better using, the basic chapter 2 and 4 of the constitution. You're just running across it with these young people you're trying to educate. But expand on this particular act. You can read through it and get the hang of it, because it actually breaks it down and makes it a lot easier.
Okay. All right.
Thank you very much, Emily.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Edie. I'll take a question from the chat box. Okay, so someone is asking that his question is similar to the previous one. What specific steps can we, ECN students, take to support the implementation of these policies, ensuring they are beyond paper but a life reality?
Is that? What steps?
Yes.
Wait, I'm trying to get to the.
Okay, it's by Muhammad Saleh.
Question. So what steps can you read it again?
Okay, what steps can we, the ECN students, take to support the implementation of these policies, ensuring they are beyond paper but become a life reality?
The policy is beyond paper because you are meeting it now, doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that what they call it. It doesn't mean that it's not it's in implementation. But part of the work is getting everybody to know it exists and then getting everybody to buy into it. So I think that the major problem is I don't know. ECN students are not limited by the college. I don't believe they are limited when you become associates. They are not limited by any parameters if you're trying to propagate this. And besides, you have physical projects, and not to give you what they call it, chokes or dubs. They used to call it chokes in my time. Not to give you a cheat book, but why can't you build a PowerPoint on just this National Policy Act and use that for your physical project? So it's worth experimenting. Instead of asking me, it's worth experimenting and going ahead to do.
That was quite an idea. I hope someone has taken note of it. Okay, so we'll take a question from a female now. Temi Tokpe Ogunlana, I've asked you to unmute.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, you can. Temi Tokwe, good evening.
Okay, hi, DED. ED. I used to think that you are a son, so is it okay if I can call you SAN?
No, please. I'll be sued for misrepresentation. I didn't even read law.
Okay. Oh,
I'm
really?
just
Oh,
going to
wow.
start
Okay.
it. Yeah, I'm going to start a law degree in January because I just seem to have found myself living in the middle of it.
Okay, all right then. So my question is, so with some of my friends, we're starting a group. So we are interested in citizens education. We had noticed that we're trying to take steps basically to just walk the talk and not just be one of those people that are just complaining about Nigeria's problems. And we noticed that when we complain about corruption, Nigeria identity, and all of these things, it's really vast, it's really deep, and we're trying to see the area of focus to start on. So basically, it's just supposed to help people understand their rights and responsibilities and hold government accountable. But my question is, what would you say, in your opinion, is a good area for us to start off with? And should we start off with a particular age group, or should we just go all out? We're trying to start where we are, which is using social media, going to schools, and that in the long term, probably, doing things around curriculum, policy advising, and advocacy, and all of those things. But we're trying to start with what we have. It's just basically sharing information and helping people to start from holding the leaders within their own locality accountable and knowing more about their rights and responsibilities, because we believe that the citizens are the ones with the power. So again, my question is, where do you think we can start from? And what age group or what sect should we focus on, just so that we are not overwhelmed by the weight of the work that we have to do? Thank you.
Are you paying me for this answer? Wait, can she hear me? Unmute her, listen.
Okay, Temi Tokpe.
Sorry, I called her Ayo.
My name is Tokpe, yes, Temi Tokpe. So I didn't know it was me you were speaking to.
Okay, sorry.
Recognize you in our Hall of Fame as one of the people who have contributed.
That was a joke. I just said that for this answer. So first and foremost, I think what you critically should work on is love for country, because that's what's missing. Then I don't know which you would pick first, but for me, I think love. Okay, so I already said it. Love for country is what you should focus on. But now I don't know what age range you pick. It depends on how long you want to do it. Are you committed to doing this for 10 years, 15 years? Lisa, could you unmute her?
Yeah, we're prepared to go the long haul. Because
if you're going the long haul, then I advise you see these people that think that once you say something they don't understand. It's called idealism. Those people that we've lost totally. Who one of them just finished talking just now and telling me realistic and what's reality?
Okay.
Those people, they're a problem to work with. Take it from me, I know. If you go back, and maybe you start with secondary schools and university, you have a more moldable character. Like me now, we are trying to bend iron. It's rather, we're trying to bend iron. That's what we're having. That's why somebody who hasn't written a bill before is telling me that I'm ideological and he is a realist. And I don't even want to talk self. But if you have kids, you'll be able to mold them into they're more in clay form, bending an iron. You can see how hard it is in electoral college class. Certificate of return for political parties, they'll come and defend it. This one, that one, will come and defend it. See, it's headache working with older ones. It's a lot easier. So if you pick an age grade that is still moldable, do you understand? You have quite and then you would even be able to project how well you're doing. Because 2-3 years down the line, when they're a little older, you'll be able to see the effect on their national life. Their national life is getting more active. The older ones, their national life is getting less active. Do you understand? So I'd advise that. But you can teach them to love their country. I can tell you can use something as simple as uh, teaching them to appreciate across Nigeria, then to try and sell the idea that no tribe is bad. Do you understand? You can start with little things like that and continue to project. Wait, come. I'm already consulting for you. I'm out, man. I've done enough. Thank you.
Thank you.
Uh,
Okay, thank you, Edie. Okay, so there's this question by Abubakar Yahaya. I think I'll combine it with another. Both of them are talking about enforcement. So Abubakar Yahaya says, I have always held the opinion that Nigeria has one of the best constitutions in the world, but the problem lies with institutional enforcement. What is your opinion about this? And how do we achieve the enforcement we desire? And then Daniel Oche says, talking about enforcement of policies, I think government policies must be enforced by government agencies, law enforcement, and regulatory bodies. If citizens do not know about a policy, it is the responsibility of the government to educate the citizens about a policy, and each type of policy has specific mechanisms and authorities responsible for ensuring compliance and addressing violations. So I think the two questions are related.
let me first say something. We all here watch American movies, right? Who told you that leave no American behind is in American laws? It's not. But even you that's not American knows that America doesn't leave anyone behind. So what does that indirectly tell you? What does that indirectly tell you? Our laws are only as strong as I always tell you, law transcends into culture. A very brilliant Scottish philosopher once said, "Give me the folklore of a people and I will dictate their laws." Meaning, folklore, things you talk about or things you create becomes law. Yes, government is tasked with this responsibility. But when the NOA has become a political talking drum, instead of doing identity and reorientating Nigerians, the work on the electoral college is enormous. I'm not faulting the NOA. The NOA doesn't seem like it's going to change anytime soon. So I think it's easier to educate the citizens. So when one of them becomes DJ of NOA, we'll at least have hope. I think that's the simplest way. So yes, you're right. Some government, but it's also your duty as a citizen to know the laws of the country. Stop mortgaging it. Government has its own fault. Then you're dancing and claiming your own fault. Who is going to repair Nigeria now? Government is blaming citizens. Citizens is blaming government. Who is going to repair Nigeria? I'm on the path that Nigeria is Nigeria's business. And that's where I stand. That's my flat line. Thank you.
Thank you, Edie. All right, so we'll take another question from Emmanuel Chima. I've asked you to unmute. Okay, if Emmanuel is not.
I'm here.
All right.
All right. Good evening, Edie. Thank you for tonight's class. While listening to the presentation, I kind of felt some guilt within myself because I've not been really interested in Nigerian politics, and it's one of the major reasons why I joined this program, because I want to learn more. I want to really understand. And today presentation really speaks more into our national consciousness. Talking about things like value. I was just thinking about how can we achieve a gross national consciousness such that every Nigerian, like all the examples you gave, how we behave well outside, but then we come in here, it seems we lost that morality or that good behavior within the confines of our country. Even the example of how people dress well to church, but it seems there's this inner consciousness that have been built. But when it comes to the general Nigerian dreams, it seems we don't have such a good consciousness about our role and what will make our country great. I do have a conversation with someone, and the person raises a point like how we want to achieve good Nigeria from a bottom up. So we want individuals to take responsibility, behave well, and all that. And I think I believe I'm of that school of thought, but this person keeps saying things like, no, for us to have a very massive change, it has to be from top down, like having a charismatic leaders.
I want to ask you a question. I want to ask you a very good question. Has Putin ensured that having a leader like Putin, as charismatic as he is, has it changed now?
No, it hasn't.
Has it changed
But
Russia? It hasn't. No, wait, I'm going to bring it home. Just a second. We're going to get somewhere. If Kagame leads Rwanda today, will it be the same way it is?
I bet it won't.
I doubt. Beautiful. So, do you see the argument of the top bottom?
Yeah.
Okay, let's even come closer. Jerry Rawlings was once president of Ghana. Didn't Ghana go back down after Rawlings and hit the ground before they started coming back up?
They did.
Well, you have your answer. I'll tell you something. And this is me going back to that realism and ideology again. Anybody that tells you that the laws of a country are idealistic is somebody that, one, does not know the country, two, is not experienced enough to understand the problems, and then three, is totally politically illiterate. And now we hit on that thing a lot because it's a common conversation. Everybody will say, it's idealistic. The laws of your... No, and follow me here, Emmanuel. How can the laws of your country be idealistic? I don't understand. Where are you coming from? We're not saying laws they want to enact to. Emmanuel, you know that, right? It's not laws that they want to enact. It's laws that are already in play. And when somebody mentions it to you as a Nigerian, your most responsible answer is to say idealistic. How? Emmanuel, are you there? Lisa, please, can you unmute Emmanuel?
Unmute.
Emmanuel, are you there? Okay, seems we lost him. We can move to the next question. So,
all right, Edie. Okay. So Samuel,
no, go ahead. Go on.
All right.
All right. Good everyone. I want to thank our ED In fact, each time he comes here, he will force me to say something because I really enjoy every bit of it. But again, I want to bring my person here. This bottom up and bottom approach. That is where I want to come in, because I am of the opinion that with the little experience I've had about this country, I feel the only way and the easiest way for us to get out of this mess is a top to bottom approach. Why am I saying this? Let me bring this analogy. I have a security issue in my house. I called the DPO that the people who confiscated my asset and took away my family, they are in so bush. He said he cannot go there. He has to call the commissioner. He called the commissioner. I said, people, we are ready to follow you, but come and lead us because you are the one legally empowered by the constitution to carry the guns. He said he has to call the commissioner. The commissioner said he has to call the IG. Then now when you begin to look at the citizen, that is what I'm talking about, the top to bottom approach. You now say, okay, I should blame myself because after doing all that, at the end of the day, that security situation was not resolved. It happens to my neighbor, it happens to the next person, and people begin to give up on the system. And we come back again to blame the people that it is because they are not doing their own bit. That is why the situation is like that. So I feel it is because those we empowered by the constitution to hold certain roles have failed in their role. That is why we are where we are. And until we begin to strictly concentrate on those people who are failing in their role, we begin to put the blame solely on them, then I don't think we can get out of this place. Thank you so much.
Okay, Samuel, are you done? Are you done?
Yes.
Now it's my turn. Let me ask you a question. Who, according to the Constitution, oversees the police? Commander-in-Chief.
The commander-in-chief at the federal level is the president, at the state level is the governor, at the local government level is the local government chairman.
Local government chairman, beautiful. Did you participate in any of the primaries ensuring these people appeared?
Which of the primaries?
Yes. Primaries, local government, president, governor.
Okay, in the past, I've not been in the political field because
Samuel, first error. You have not been in the political field. You are a citizen of this country and you're talking about political field. If you're a citizen of this country and you're not concerned about who rules this country, then you can as well not be a citizen. It is non-negotiable. So the mistake is first made by you. You know, Samuel, I've heard you. Samuel, you know Samuel, no. I've heard you. You spoke for a long time. You have refused to answer any of my questions. First and foremost, there's no excuse. You said you were not political. That's not an excuse. If you have a president who fails as a commander-in-chief, it is the citizens' fault. How did the president get there? How did the president get there?
I voted for a different person.
That is not the point. Even if you voted for a different person, you need to understand, even that person, you did not ensure that person came out in a primaries. You only selected when they are giving you leaders. True or false?
That is not true. Not true.
Oga, you see, either you are here to learn, or if you want to be arguing, you can go and argue on social media. You have a lot of people that will support you. I don't do this kind of conversations. The only reason I'm entertaining is because I'm hoping you will learn. But if you refuse to learn, fine. Keep your idea that it is. Let's see how that has worked. Nigeria has carried this same thing that you said since 1960 till date. What has changed? Nothing. Where did these leaders come from? Did they bring them from Cameroon? Or did they bring them from Ghana? Where did they come from? They're in your house. This one, we know him, is Mr. Strategy. This one, naive, he arranged Anambra. He wasn't paying teachers school fees. We'll not talk about that. This one, nine be vice president. Nine run things for that side. He sold Nitel for almost €0. We won't talk about that one. So what are you talking about? When they now give you inefficiency, you're now saying they should hold them accountable. What kind of joke is that? You are finished committing a crime, and then you now want to come back and then reap the dividends of that. Are you okay? What are you saying? There's no way. I'm not just. You think this is an argument? It's not an argument. America is what it is today because the average American citizen knows the Constitution. They know their fourth. You watch movies now. They know their Fourth Amendment rights. They know their Third Amendment rights. They know their First Amendment rights. Oga, where are your rights in the Constitution of the Republic of Nigeria? You don't know. Election,
No, I
election,
know my
election.
I know my
2023
rights, sir.
election. No
I know my
problem.
rights.
You are one. Yeah. When I'm talking, I don't mean you. I mean 82%
Okay.
of Nigerians. So
Okay.
when you are saying this, how many? Well, you think Nigeria failed because okay, Kunle Lawal no constitution like the back of his hand. Kunle Lawal knows party operation like the back of his hand. Is Kunle Lawal enough to save Nigeria? You
No.
see? So whether we like it or not, I will open my mouth and say Nigeria are politically illiterate. Forget I'm excluded, but that's what it is.
Okay, now I understand.
You can't selectively choose who is responsible. You can't. Come. You know watch may I speak change to PG. You know watch democratic primaries for CNN. You watch them now. You know
I
watch
saw it.
Republican primaries for CNN. You watch it. Did you watch nine APC's primaries? Did you watch PDP's
No.
primaries? Or
No.
what kind of joke is that? Then later when the country is shortchanging, you want to point to somebody. Stop it. That's bad behavior. I love something one Temi Tokwe said here. I just read it, and I think it's one of the most brilliant things. I don't say it's the most brilliant thing, but it's one of the most brilliant things I've seen in this cohort. She said, "I'm sorry, but who is responsible for making Nigerians know about Portable and Davido on social media? A lot of us seek out. You people know what's happening in what's the name of that country with that guy? Is it Equatorial Guinea? You people know. You have the videos." And you don't know your constitution. Let me not lie. I wish I was a herbalist. The general slap I will give Nigerians, they will not sleep. Nonsense.
Oh, really?
Thank you very much.
Sir.
Thank you, Eddie.
Good
Okay,
evening,
so
sir.
Yeah, okay.
Good evening, sir.
Samuel, you're still here. Yeah, I'm still here. So.
It is Abdulhamid.
Good evening. Who is speaking? Okay, Abdulhamid, how are you? Good day, sir.
Fine, sir.
Good day,
Yes, sir.
Abdulhamid. How are you?
Fine, sir.
Okay, sir.
Thanks for the thoughtful session, sir. Yes, my question. I mean, in the beginning of this lecture, you asked about the total number of people in this cohort, and they said it's about 700, and people that make up the collective party are about 400. So like at least if the about 35% of all those people were at this class, then we should have about 140 participants live now. So yes, my question. Like, how do we cope, or what can we do to enhance political literacy and effective political participation, particularly in the realm of elites? What I mean by elite is that presumably all the people that make up to this cohort they have attained some amount or level of education. They were literate, but talking about political of a thing, they might have little this thing in it, but still yet we are not turning up.
No, Abdulhamid, they are very educated though, because the laws of Nigeria are idealistic, and then their own opinions are realism. I'll drum on that thing throughout today, because it's the most backward thought I've heard in quite a long time.
So, sir, what can to do with that? Because Bertolt Brecht said that the worst form of illiteracy is political illiteracy. He hears nothing, he acts about nothing, even like maybe he's taking his claim that he hates politics, whereas it determines all aspects of his or her life. So, like, what can we do possibly to enhance political literacy and effective political participation? Not even for the literate, for the individuals that feel like they were literate, they were exposed, they were elites. That's my question.
Let me tell you the truth. Let me tell you the truth. Let me tell you the basic truth. You see this political illiteracy thing. People think it is the grassroots that are politically illiterate. That is the most erroneous statement ever made by NGOs, CSOs, etc., even the government. The most politically illiterate people are these people that are on that WhatsApp. And I'll tell you why. First thing is they think they know. And the worst thing you can ever do to try to educate someone who thinks they know. These are people that have never opened the constitution of a political party. They do not even know how many political parties there are. They call people, hey, the grassroots is messing up. Wait. Let's correct this. Who will abuse government? And then the moment they see a senator who is stealing their money and doesn't answer them in a party, they will sharply take selfie and post it on Facebook and Instagram. Now, here's the funny part. It's not that they posted it that is the problem. It's the other set of middle class that will say, you're moving up in life, and hail them with 190 likes. That is a swarm of bees that are totally confused on anything. Because the truth is, you want to discuss political literacy, you want Nigeria to move forward, but yet when you and I don't want to call anybody in government, when you and somebody in government take picture together, the same person that you know is chopping your money, you people put it, you just see, man, 7,000 likes, man, we're all liking it. The mumus, the other people too, followers, she had technology, they will be liking it. Then the wolf will come during campaigns. I'm not eating beef again. Hey, the wolf is not a vegetarian. Everybody, hey, they'll dance, they'll do one bet. Then when the wolf is elected again, the wolf will do his inauguration dinner with 300 chickens. Then next they'll come back and say there's problem in the country. Which problem? Who is the problem? Who is the problem exactly? I don't really understand it. Everybody just selectively wants to dodge. Let me tell you something. If one of you in this cohort runs for office in 2027, the first thing that will happen on your community, and say that he is a prophet too, because when this thing happens, people come and tell me. They'll first hail the guy, man, now you they happen. Yes, you are following the tenets of the electoral college. Everybody will hail you, hey, now you they happen. After hailing you, your first Facebook post, 150 likes. You'll be like, these people are really gingering me. You see all the people in your course. Then family problems will start creeping into your DM. You don't answer one of them or drop money, it's the end for you. So sit down. It's not ready to be a governor. Small 35K I asked him, he could not give me. We promote them stealing. If a senator comes today, and let's say a senator is your good friend, man or woman, a senator is your good friend, and they come for your child's naming ceremony, and the senator no drop at least $200, $300, your spouse is going to say, I thought you were friends with the senator now. This senator no dey drop money, stingy man. But yet, you are in support of them being accountable. Is that not a joke? So the first thing with political literacy is that we first need to get them to even love this country. That's what I tell everybody. We first need to get to love this country. Let me tell you the truth about Nigerians. Nigeria is a buffet, and everybody's waiting for their turn for finger rolls, samosa, goat pepper soup, everything. When you are not in line for that goat pepper soup, you see them. We are Labour Party, man, we want a better Nigeria. Hey, we are this, we are that. Wow, we are this one, we are PDP, we are the new team. They also form one mega party. We are the mega party, our name is you. We are behind Nigerian masses. Give them power. And they'll start chopping the pepper soup. Then those that were in power before will come back and say, hey, this is not how it was. You can see our time was better. Now give us power again. We'll collect it back. People will be swallowing the same ringa rules. And you know the funny thing? It's just for one person to exchange power. You suffer from all this. You negate. Let me tell you something, and I'll tell you something that you guys don't know. Politicians know exactly how you think. You know the way we joke about politicians? They'll say, this person was campaigning. Can you imagine? He didn't attend debates. Agbado, maize, rice. You're all laughing. Ka. You didn't know that was political strategy. You didn't know? Does the president talk like that again? Was his leg shaking, or he went to Aso Rock and they gave him an injection, and all of a sudden, you don't even know when you're being played. Let me tell you something. Any politician, his target during elections is to remain within news cycles. Trump did it, he won election. Tinubu did it, he won election. Remain in news cycles constantly. Good or bad, doesn't matter. So when I say political literacy is deep, especially with those that know, it's a big problem. What I think can solve it, what I've tried to think can solve it, is trying to build people to love their country first. When you love your country, you want to protect it, then you go the extra mile. Because without passion for your country, you can't go anywhere. You can't go anywhere. You can't go anywhere. You want to tell me in your village, any one of you in your village today, they will hear that you become DG. You don't build better house. Come and drop enough boreholes and then throw party. Return your what do they call it, tongue grave for your grandfather. For the time he died like 300 years ago, but we'll turn grave for him and throw a mega party. But you'll see that man, the earth meets their teeth spoil. The souvenirs, they were giving PS5 as souvenir. Say, man, that senator is working. Thieves, all of you. Thieves, Arao, all of us. So if you want to build politics, you first have to build passion of the country so that you have people that can do things for passion. When people start to do things because of love of the country, then they can now cede selfish gain and greed. Then you can now teach them how to fight the country.
I got it,
If
sir.
I tell even this cohort, if I tell somebody should come out volunteer and be essay to ED, some people will jump at it. Hey, but they'll jump at it for only one reason. And here's the conversation. 2 weeks down the line, it's Christmas now, or Christmas is less than 2 weeks. Idea offer now. Your mentee never chop or waiting the app for Christmas. Now, if I give out 500K to that person for Christmas, person just say, man, ED has a heart of gold. In short, he should rule Nigeria. It's 500K that is talking. If I didn't give that money, ED with all the money he has, sitting down in a lecture college. I don't have money, in case people think I have money. That sitting down in a lecture college, could you even spare me something for Christmas? It's just preaching fake Nigeria up and down. Is he a lie? If I want everybody to attend this class, I have friends now. Banky, come and take this class. MI, come and take this class. The whole 795 will attend class. Am I lying? Who would like to shoulder with fame? Depressing, multi-depressing.
Thank you so much, Edie. Okay,
I
so
don't want to continue.
I'll take a question from the chat box. So Idore is saying, thank you, Edie, for the lucid presentation. Please, there's this statement, not sure if it's true, where the US Conservative Party leader Kemi said she's Yoruba and has nothing to do with the North. What can you say in regards to the national ethics?
Wait, go back. Let's pick something very instrumental in that statement. He said,
okay.
Kemi Ba?
Yes. That she said
What country did he give up?
US Conservative Party.
Hmm?
You said what?
No, what did he say?
He said
repeat the question again. Repeat the question again.
Okay. Please, there's this statement, not sure if it's true, where the US Conservative Party leader Kemi.
Beautiful. Go back. Underline that. US Conservative Party. I don't know that one. One me I know is Kemi Badenoch of the UK. This US one, I don't know the person. But I'm guessing if you are referring to the UK person, what's my business? She's a British citizen. She's not bound by our laws. Yes, she's Nigerian born, but she's a British citizen. She's not bound by our laws. So I don't really care what she says and what she didn't say. If I were the president of this country, I don't know why anybody would care. I would flog whoever even pays attention. She's not a citizen of my country. Why am I concerned with what she says or not? If she wants to affiliate with Yoruba, that's her business.
That's apt, Edie. Thank you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so that's another question. Ayo.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma. Edie, well done.
Yes, sir.
I have a question on the policy itself. So, I'm referring to chapter 4.7.3.9 about influence, and I
But
perceive that.
wait, Ogayo, you know, say now you dey read them. You know, in my head like that too. So we just call
Okay.
4.9.3.7.
Okay.
I'm not
Okay.
a computer. I cannot know what's there.
Okay. So that part of the policy refers to influence and says that nobody will use their office to influence a decision.
Yeah.
Now, I want to pick your brains on and get your point of view on this. What's on the difference between influence and advocacy? And I want to paint a backdrop. Let's say, you know me, I'm a solid guy. You think I can do a difference in the government, and you whisper my ear into someone. I think that's advocacy. We see lobbying for positions and groups. So what was the thinking of calling influence out as in this policy as an element of professionalism, whereas probably downplaying the role of advocacy and even lobbying in life general, not just in government, but in life in general?
You know, most of the times when we write something like this or you're part of it, you find out one critical thing. The way people see things, there are always these so-called, I don't want to use names. In every 12, there's an activist. And that activist would not look at it holistically and would argue this matter. Now, I believe, and this is my personal opinion, you asked for my personal opinion. If I believe Ayo is a solid guy and he's in the college, and the college wants to give out a contract for, let's say, purchasing Apple laptops, for example. And Ayo, I know, even from Ayo, everything Ayo is Apple, they roll, do you understand? And whatever. I know that Ayo can do it. I don't see anything wrong with Lisa saying, Ayo can do this thing, why are we outsourcing it? But that's the same influence that is there. So you can't make a law or a rule that is what they call it is a sacrosanct. You see Nigerians, but sorry, I will just interrupt and go to this. But Kemi is a citizen of Nigeria by birth. Did I say she's not a citizen of Nigeria by birth? She's a citizen of the UK. What? Uh, they need to talk, eh? I think in Nigeria they should. So they need to type. Did I say she's not a citizen of Nigeria? She's a British citizen. Have you read your constitution at all? If you have dual citizenship, political office is far for you now. You have to drop one of them. You know that now. And she is upholding her British passport, meaning she's dropping her Nigerian citizenship. You still want to argue, Aliu? It's ITK. Anyway, back to what we're saying. So I go back to what. So I don't believe that part is bad in influence. I like the way you used it, advocacy, lobbying. I don't believe that's bad. But let's also add that Nigerians, we too they overdo. You know now.
Yep.
The moment my friend becomes something, it means that all his friends, they are the only ones, even up to nuclear research. The one that read, no offense to people that read French, the one that read French will be talking about robotics and AI. We bring in robotics. Doesn't make sense. But in the essence of things being, okay, your friend is in this position, he believes you, and I'll tell you, I've gotten a lot of jobs based on that. Kunle is good with strategy, Kunle is good with this, Kunle is good with that. I didn't even bid in for it. But they were like, no. Kunle is top notch. He's the one that did this, he's the one that did that. Do you understand? And somebody that knows me, that is close to the person that gives, there's nothing wrong there. It's actually because I'm good at what I do.
Yeah.
But when you now give somebody that read Hausa language to install Nigeria's AI, somebody that doesn't even know what AI is, they're going to have a problem. I think that's what they're trying to guard against. So for me, my own personal opinion, I don't think influence, except used wrongly, there should have been a clause there. But apart from that, I I don't think anything. Thank you very much, Alex.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Edie. There's a question in the chat box from Daniel. He said he's very much concerned about implementation. He said, on implementation, here are my questions. First, how is the policy being integrated into educational curricula across primary, secondary, and tertiary institutions? Secondly, what strategies are in place to ensure grassroots adoption, particularly in rural areas? And then thirdly, how does the ICPC collaborate with traditional, religious, and civil society organizations to implement?
Wait. Lisa, where are you
Yes,
getting this question from?
it's in the chat box.
Are you sure?
Ofiku Daniel.
Because I'm looking for it.
It's up.
Anyway, you said, how do they enforce show the
integrated, yes, into educational curricula? He's asking how the policy is being integrated into educational curricula across primary, secondary, and tertiary institutions. He's asking what strategies are in place to ensure grassroots adoption.
Lisa, it's enough.
Okay.
Tell him that I was brought in as a consultant on it.
Okay.
These questions should be directed to the head of the ICPC. I'm not available. Because let's be honest, you're expecting me to answer all this. Because the truth is, I know what they are supposed to do. I can tell them, but I have to get ICPC to pay me. Because the truth is that they're not doing it as they're supposed to do it. And it's becoming quite a quagmire of quite a lot of things. So you're asking me, no, it's not my work now. I'm ED of the Electoral College. I'm not boss of ICPC. So I think the NOA, who's part of this, has failed a lot at its work. The civic education curricula in Nigeria is not even clearly defined, and we know that because we've tried to improve literacy levels at that level. There are a lot of how would I put it, systematic issues which even stop this policy from being imbibed. But that does not mean it does not exist and we can't propagate it. I think that would be the best answer.
All right, thank you, Edie. I think we're done with questions from the chat box. Okay, there's a hand raised. Ali Muhammad, I've asked you to unmute.
Hope it's not Ali trying to remind me now that Kemi has what visa, what's
Committee party, and has British Nigerian. She's Nigerian by birth. Ali, please go ahead.
Okay, good evening, Edie. Actually, it's not as if I was just hoping by her givings, the fact that she was just trying to paint us with a bad brush. But notwithstanding, you just enlightened me. I don't know if she has to drop one citizen and become mother. So, but secondly, my one question is
in Nigeria, Ali, in Nigeria, can you hold dual citizen and have a position? You can't. So you have to drop one. Nobody allows it now. No country allows it. No country allows it. You pack one. When you finish your tenure, you can go back. But when you are in office, not allowed.
Okay, that's noted, Edie. So my observation, or let's say my input is this: that I observe that this issue of political illiteracy, I think it is one of the the most challenges that we've been facing in Nigeria. Most of us don't know. Like for me now, I came from a science background, so I don't know much about all this stuff. It's when I joined this class that I'm getting to know of some of these things. I don't even know them before. But I'm more concerned about our people that are not even literate, okay? Those in the rural areas. I don't know. Is there no plan, or how can we propose for a plan for the constitution to be translated into different languages, okay? So that even the locals can also participate. So once they know this, they will also be active. So everybody will come on board.
So the Electoral College used to have a Hausa program, one where it was Igbo, and then we're getting towards the Yoruba program. It's not that we don't have these thoughts and we don't want to change these things. The thing is that how do I put it? Ego, foodie, owo is the problem. Money, it costs a lot of money, and we intend to pick it up. For us, we feel that if we are able to feed the populace rightly, we might just be able to get the grassroots still covered. Like when your old uncle in the village is asking the political questions, you might be able to transcend that. But we will be Aliyu Mohammed. We will be in future terms, and I think just about next year, resuming our radio programs and etc. We want to do all that before. One of the dreams of the Electoral College is to have its own dedicated radio and TV, and I'm hoping I'll achieve that next year. So I've presented that as my dream for next year. And Lisa and Co are going to hustle. They're going to also right proposal style and grant style, but that's my dream. And this is held fully in Ali. I'm really thinking about what you're talking about, and I don't sleep over it. So I think that's enough. That's where we are headed.
All right, thank you, Edie. Someone is asking you to rate NOA on a scale of 1 to 10 with regards to public enlightenment.
Please put the person on mute the person.
Okay. Sikiru, I've asked you to unmute.
Hello, Sikiru, good day.
Good day.
Hello, Sikiru, good day.
Good day.
Hello? Okay, you're saying I should rate the NOA 1 to 10. Eh? Hello?
I don't want to hear from you.
You want to hear from me? But you've already limited me now. You gave me 1 to 10. So I must pick between 1 and 10. What if the number I want to pick is not between 1 and 10?
It can't be higher than 10.
Are you going to give me a free hand? Yes or no? If you give me a free hand, I'll answer your question. If you don't give me a free hand, I won't answer your question.
Okay. Yeah, either yes or no.
Free hand, ba? I was thinking of minus 45, actually. You're quiet. Anyway, I think the minus 45 should end the conversation. So thank you, everyone. It was great having class with you guys. Always great sharing conversations with you guys. Lisa, I'm not with them again till 27th, right? So see you on the cohorts. My next class is 27th. I can't remember what class that is. But is the Electoral Act? No, not the Electoral Act. Have we not? Have we done the Electoral Act? You said?
I said that should be psychology of politics. I said another very interesting.
Oh, yeah, psychology of politics. That's an interesting class. So I'll see you on 27th. Thank you, everyone. It's always a pleasure. For those who got some small missiles in the class, sorry. Next time I'll make sure they are bigger missiles. Thank you, everyone, and have a lovely evening. And you guys stop me again. Lisa, wait. In closing, Lisa, why would you fix a class halfway into Arsenal match?
Apologies, Edie. You can still catch up.
Which catch up? If match is like good, it's like meat. If it's not fresh, it's not. How did I meet you? I was trying to teach the class, and then I was trying to watch the TV. I was trying to do many things. I know Arsenal drew. All the people that are here, with all my bad belly people. Why do you think they drew? It's because I wasn't supporting Arsenal. If I was there shouting and screaming, Arsenal would have scored. All the bad belly, they are showing me scores. They had to say I don't know the scores. The match is wrong. I can see it. Sorry. Hey, hate us. Hey, the people that hate us now. Anyway, you guys, thank you. Have a lovely evening. Bye.
Yeah, thank you, Edie. Thank you, GD. Have a lovely day.
Thank you, Edie. Thank you.
Thank you, Edie.
Thank you, Edie.
Thank you, Edie. Great conversation.